The FDA approved the first vaccine for RSV, a dangerous virus that kills as many as 10,000 older Americans every year. Here to tell us more about it is Dr. Daniel Kritzkis, Chief of Infectious Diseases at the Brigham. Dr. Kritzkis, thanks for being here. Big news today.
Yes, big news. Good afternoon, Erica and Ben.
Well, Dr. Kritzkis, as you well know, researchers have been working for decades on a vaccine that prevents infection. So what can you tell us about the one that's now approved?
Well, so this new vaccine, which is called RXV, which is kind of a play on RXV, is really highly effective. It was about 82% effective at preventing RSV disease, and even more effective, 95% effective, approximately, in preventing severe disease, lower respiratory tract disease, and in preventing disease in people most at risk, those with the kinds of comorbidities we've come to associate with severe COVID also play a role in severe RSV in the older population.
Oh, well, I'm so glad you gave us the pronouncer because I definitely mispronounced it earlier. But I understand there are some side effects. Anything serious that you're worried about?
Well, the side effects are like with all vaccines. You get some pain and soreness and potentially redness at the site of the injection. Very, very rarely, 3 cases out of 15,000 participants in the trials had an allergic neurologic or an autoimmune neurologic complication. 2 had a kind of encephalitis, and 1 developed Guillain-Barré, which is a sort of spinal cord inflammation that can lead to temporary paralysis. But that's very, very rare. We see this with other vaccines occasionally. It's not something I would be concerned about.
So with like most other infectious diseases, these viruses, RSV cases peak in the wintertime, and last winter was a tough one as everybody kind of emerged from the pandemic and got rid of those masks. So the big question, will this vaccine be available widely enough to make a difference this coming winter?
Yes, this vaccine definitely will be available by fall. It's anticipated that at the June meeting, the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practice will issue guidelines on who should receive the vaccine and how it should be used now that it's been approved. And according to the manufacturer's press release, they are committed to having the vaccine available come the fall of 2023.
The Food and Drug Administration has approved the first vaccine to protect against RSV. It's called Arexvy, and it actually has ties to Michigan. Dr. Jason McClellan of St. Clair Shores was among the scientists working on the vaccine. He was also part of the development of a COVID-19 vaccine.
We first need the CDC and its advisory committee to meet and review data, and if they say, hey, we recommend it, then the shot will most likely be ready this fall, just before RSV season typically kicks in. So that's good.